Hey guys, so Saintontas has decided to bless us again with another, possibly the worst take ever. Wuthering Waves' endgame is overheated, and now, personally, I don't know what he has planned for this film, but we're gonna be watching it together, and yes, I'm going to be pausing to give you my own thoughts about it. And if you have also your own thoughts, you should also leave them down below in the comments. And so, let's get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a conversation over here about endgames, about balance, about power creep, and of course, comparisons between all of the gacha games that have all of those different elements. Because I think that there's been a lack of discussion on my channel regarding comparisons. And I think the end result of that is that people have gotten a warped perception of just what other end games and gacha games are looking like right now. And as a result, they're not able to really give a fully accurate take on what's going on in Wuthering Waves.
Hey, actually, can. You're not the only Wuthering Waves content creator that does these things. There are a lot more and a lot better than you are. They personally go through those information. Like you personally, if you're talking about any other games game, you act dumb, or if you try to show that the combat is ass, you play stupid in those while trying to show that Wuthering Waves is superior towards all other games.
There's a lot of critique for what's happening in wuwa's endgame right now, and there are very good reasons for it. There's been a lot of power creep in game modes like Whimpering Waste, HP inflation in game modes like Whimpering Waste, alongside TOA, and of course, some different scoring little mishaps that have occurred in End State Matrix that are having some people complaining, right? That the game's gotten less free-to-play friendly, that the game's gotten less player-friendly as a whole, and that it's a lot more like a Hoyoverse game than maybe what it was at the start. And this is the reality over here.
The simple reality is because that it was getting too easy with the latest release of characters. They need to increase the HP because they want you to strategize and to try playing it. Not just use one character to clear easily. You need to swap between characters and know what characters you're gonna use. What the element debuffs do you have? It's basically this. They don't want you to use an overpowered character and easily win. Because if you do, that's technically not worth it. That you don't get very much playtime out of you. You'll clear it easily and then you might leave. So they increase the HP inflation so that you need to try harder and strategize. Because that's why if OP characters release and the HP would stay the same, every character would have been cleared so easily. So that's why they increased it. And that's why every game increases HP. Because the characters get too OP, they have to increase HP just to make it a tad bit more difficult so you can strategize and think before you do.
We might be exaggerating a little bit. And we might be exaggerating a lot when we use the terminology, oh, this is getting just like a Hoyoverse game. Because I actually went ahead and today, I had the crazy displeasure of actually playing Genshin's endgame again. And as you can see over here, I'm in the Spiral Abyss, like floor 3, first half. I went through like everything over here. I used C6 units and like Skirk, and like there was no 3 stars anywhere. Yeah, we actually got 2 stars on everything. So
C6 character, by the way. You C6 Al item and you got 2 stars, and you also use Skirk because you got 2 stars. Because you didn't try. You were playing stupid, easily. I've actually seen people clear with C0 characters and with their weapons easily. And if you're telling me you getting 2 stars is decent, I'm personally, if you did get 3 stars, you just wasn't trying. You were trying to act stupid and try to make the game look as the power creep is insane in this game. Like, we all know that. And you haven't even touched the game in like 2 years. So it kind of shows you that you don't play it. You just go in the game just to show that, boom, the end game sucks in Genshin Impact.
that just kind of like shows how the power creep has kind of flowed on. My S0R1 Skirk team does more damage than my C6 I'll hate them team. The Nahida's also C1, but it's like better not to mention that. It just makes it look worse. And so now, you might be wondering, okay, Saint, that sounds bad and all. That just shows that Genshin has power creep. We already knew that. But what if I were to tell you that Genshin has something a lot worse than power creep hiding under its hood? Something that exceeds power creep. Something that will make your older members of your roster, your past pulls, useless, even though they still do good damage. And that's going to be called shilling. Because I think that shilling is something that Wuthering Waves doesn't really do much of at all. They shill by making things stronger than others. Yes, they absolutely do, but they don't make that stronger thing feel required to clear. And the situation.
Neither does Genshin. You can easily clear with lower tier characters easily. You do not need to use the top tier characters to clear. Easily, you could just clear with lower tier characters and boom, you get 3 stars. That's so simple. And personally, your take on the shilling, listen as well, if that's not what the shilling is, it is just an old term used as for like money. So, I don't know if he's trying to pull an Ajax here by saying the most random bullshit ever. Honestly, I think he's pulling an Ajax here.
Situation over here is that Genshin Impact does the opposite, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just expose you to what happened on this clear over here. You'll have a good time. Don't worry. It's jolly good old cooperative fun. What on here, bro? I don't even know. Oh god. Wait, is this Hydro or not?
This is Hydro or not. Maybe you could have just read and seen their elements. It could have been a lot easier. I are with this, that is.
It is Hydro. That was my first big mistake. So, like, as you can see, there are some cum shots right behind me over here. Just wait until you see what comes out of these. Like, am I bugged over here or not? I don't actually know. So what I didn't know was that I was supposed to kill these little drones over here, right?
You did. You just decided to play stupid. You're trying to act out that you're smart in the newer video by explaining it, but you're just still trying to. Like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm saying here right now. When you did the Genshin tower, you acted like an absolute idiot, didn't know how to play the game, still got 2 stars, and now you're acting here like, oh, I know something, because now I can explain what I did wrong. Like, what is this? Are we pulling an Ajax here or something? Guys, Ajax did the same instead of Zone while he was taking, was like, I'm missing something. And he made a video about it saying, oh, he's stupid. Like, are we actually being this fucking idiotic, honestly though? You will try to play terribly in any other game just to make wuwa look better. That's literally this entire video is.
It'll be fine. There are 4 of them. What is this? So, like, as you can see, they're in the air, so it's really hard for certain members of the roster to hit them.
You had Yalan. You could just use Yalan. Why are you holding on to Skirk? Why are you holding on to Skirk for? You could just use Yalan and shoot them, but like, or use fucking, I don't know, use another set of team. Like, bro, you don't need to use Skirk always as your main DPS. Skirk, like, you could have used, like, I don't know, something that also hits the air, or better yet, you swap to Yelan maybe, but you never did. You act so stupid, honestly. Like, are we dead? I'm not gonna be continuing playing this video, I'm just gonna be scrolling through. And here, he mentioned that when it breaks, it's invincible. No shit, because you're slow. You were slow and acted dumb. Then he pulls up a video, and oh, wait, no, wait. No, he decided to pull up the tier list. The point in this tier list is showing Skirk as 0.5. First, I don't know if it is stupid, but any of these characters could have cleared if you just tried hard enough, but you never did. You never used her ult either. You decided to sit back and relax your butt off. Very simple. And now if he watches a video. Balls don't do well with cryo, even if real life space is very cold. Odd, isn't it?
Right now. Installation chamber.
Look.
I'm gonna mute it because that's some weird music.
I'm gonna mute it because that's some weird music. So just like your speaking is weird.
Watch this. Bro, it's like I'm in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 mission, no Russian. And those were the civilians. What the fuck was that? Bro, they got mowed down like fucking geese.
Yeah, because he fucking played and unlike you acted like a straight up bot. I think an NPC would understand and learn better and clear faster than you could, honestly. I was skipping a bit forward here as he shows another thing with Chi-Chi. And then if we look at Chi-Chi basically clears as well. So I don't understand where your complaints come from at all though. Oh, this is gonna be the fun part.
at the same time while
I know.
fighting
But
them.
look at
This is what these games do. And it's not just Genshin Impact that does this with every new character. It's ZZZ as well.
Holy, he brought the CCC out! Yo, are you gonna show us your terrible Hugo gameplay as well with it? Like, that would be crazy, honestly.
You remember the Angels of Delusion and this retarded boss they put in the game? Where it's basically like, yeah, unless you use the Angels of Delusion, you just can't kill this guy.
You can use any other character. You could have easily just shot the balls that were in the air with Yanlan, and it would have been easy. But you didn't. You decided to act so idiotic and not even care. You're trying to make the games look bad by having terrible combat while trying to flex on wuwa and showing that Woodywings has better combat. I'm skipping 4 because I don't want to watch this entire video because I don't bother.
Shit fucking time against this guy. Oh, remember the other time they did it before at HSR? Oh, Pollux. Netherwing Husk, Fairy of Souls. If you don't bring Casterus, go fuck yourself.
This is from GameMate. Casterus is high. This is during when it released. Casterus is hyperplane. As a currency can cause the boss to enter special state quickly. It's just a way you can clear the click quickly because well, Casterus does HP grade. Well, look, it has weakness of wind, quantum, and imaginary. Resistant is control effects resistant. So bringing in anything that does like debuffs them might not be the best because it has resistance on control effects. So keep it in one place is impossible, but you can bring in debuffs to them though. So personally, you do not even need Castrus to clear. Castrus is the fastest way for you to clear this boss, but you can use any other team that has these weakness effects or use something else that can actually clear.
Looks, Netherwing Husk, Fairy of Soul. It's the same exact photo. This company simply goes ahead and decides power creep isn't enough. It doesn't matter that our new characters deal quadruple the damage of others, of older ones. It doesn't matter, bro. We still need to find a way to nickel and dime and make the gacha predatory.
Gacha predatory. You know, that's every gacha game, you know that? Every gacha game wants to get your nickel. That's the easiest way of explaining it. And your explanation on like the power creep is insane. Okay, honestly, last time you just played ass. You just need to fucking stop acting like a straight coward and admit that you're playing ass. But you will never admit to that. And in English Impact, anything can work. Anything can clear perfectly though. And that even in the meta tier, you do not need a 0.5 or a T0 team to clear. Like that should be the easiest point.
I only have to pull broken DPS units, you gotta pull every single one because they'll find a way to make your previous DPS units actively just not work properly. That is what these devs are literally just thinking about every single time they design a new enemy or they design a new boss. How can we add a shield mechanic that makes 90% of the roster, if not higher, feel like dog shit against this enemy? And
here we go again with the shield. You just played terribly. This is like my 6th time saying it. You just don't want to admit that you played terribly. You just want to like make it look bad. Like I'm saying this multiple times, actually getting repetitive because I don't know what else. And personally, chilling does not even fit in here though. So you're just saying some random shit again.
they do it in all of their fucking games. And this is why I'm saying we needed more time for comparisons. We needed more time to actually go ahead and play these other gachas, experience their end games, and see how literally bad they actually are. Because
you mean playing them and straight up playing them like an NPC? That's what you did. You played an NPC to make it look bad, but you're gonna sweat on with ways to make it look at Scott. Like I'm not that stupid. Yeah, it's not honestly idiotic.
I know what this is like. This is like Wuthering Waves, literally designing bosses. where it's just like, yeah, unless you freeze the boss, which only Hiyuki can do in her teams, the boss is invulnerable. And unless you freeze the boss, it takes 50% less damage. Unless you apply arrow erosion to this enemy, it has 700% increased defenses. Unless you hit this boss with air attacks, it stays permanently in the air and will never come down, and you can never hit it with melee characters. Oh wait, Genshin already does that.
No, it doesn't. You just play terribly. You acted dumb. Simple.
Oh wait, that's what Genshin's ranged unit. You can't bring them down. Everyone knows how that works, right? Permanent air enemies, right? Unless you have another ranged unit, you can't.
You had Yelan! You didn't use fucking Yelan. You had those official. You could have fucking used Fischl or Yelan to take the air enemies down. Is it seriously that hard to explain it to you? If a boss in the air permanently, you use an air type of character that has a bow, it can bring them down. But you never did. You stayed on Alhaitam, Skirk, only to get your DPS out. You never swapped the Fischl or even Yelan to taking down the air guys. Okay? You could straight up just take down the air guys with any bow character. It's that fucking simple. I'm guessing you don't understand that because you want to make it look terrible and glaze your wuthering waves, honestly.
Bring them down. Everyone knows how that works, right? And that's what's...
Aim at the thrusters, bro. His weaknesses are thrusters. You're just straight up attacking its bottom area. Like there's not a single brain cell in this video at all that you're trying to explain.
And that's what's not in this game. That's...
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh yeah, it's not in this game. So why do you act like this? I want to know, like, do you have a mental illness or something? Because I can tell that you are very stupid when it comes to other guys games, but when it's winning games, you act like smart. Like, what are we doing here, honestly?
What isn't in this game? Yes, there's been HP inflation. Yes, there is situations where certain matchups against certain enemies feel better for certain characters than others. But this isn't a situation where it's like, hey, unless you bring this one specific unit, every other team in the game is going to feel like shit against the boss.
You don't need a single team. You can use any team that clears. Like, is it that hard for you to admitting it? Or are you just trying to act to be in denial?
And that's how Hoyo designs their games.
That's how every fucking guys again designs their games. Like, you are trying to hide the fact that it's ass. Trying to hide the fact that it's not possible for them to just increase the power creep and make them invincible. Oh sure, but let me tell you this: you are only looking at tier 0, tier 0.5. What about the tier 1 characters? Can they clear? Oh wait, they can. Tier 1.5 can actually as well clear. Tier 2 can actually clear with good investment. Tier 3, Alhaitam can honestly also clear. It's very simple. Just put in a good investment in your characters and artifacts. Boom, you clear. You basically clear. There's nothing wrong with it though. And personally as well with now Crowd Traveler, characters have gone up. Very easy to say that, honestly.
Because it isn't enough to power creep older releases and just do double or triple their damage. You also need to have a special boss release with you that other DPSs that are also in the top rankings can't clear. And
they can, you dumbass.
That's how these games have been since wuwa released. Genshin has started doing this, and then all of Hoyo's other games started doing this right after wuwa's release. This is Hoyo's response to competition. And Kuro has at least stuck their foot in when it comes to gay-ass, ridiculous mechanics like that we saw today. But there is a little bit of HP inflation. There is some power creep. That's true. But the game state of wuwa is nowhere close to the hellscape that currently exists in the other biggest gacha games. And the sooner that we're able to actually firmly grasp how bad these games have become, aside from wuwa, well, I think it's going to allow the player base to see at least the current state in a much brighter light. Because guys, there's a common saying out there, right? And I think we've all heard it before. You probably heard it on the radio. You know, it kind of goes like, don't they always seem to go, but you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I think that's the situation over here. We don't actually know what we have right now. We don't know what we could potentially lose. Because, guys, Genshin lost that. They lost the shilling part.
Again, bring up shilling. It does not fit with this video. Shilling is a currency thing. Like, why does he act like that it's an actual thing?
All of these games used to be sort of like a free-form endgame where you were free to bring in a bunch of different teams to try out the bosses, and
you can, and you still can, by the way. You still fucking can, by the way. You can bring in any team you want to clearing it.
weren't told specifically, pull these characters and play this team or you're gonna have a terrible fucking time. That's the state of wuwa. You can play the teams you want. Some matchups are better than others naturally because of movesets, but you're not just explicitly told to go fuck yourself.
So, we're in negative 100 IQ in this realm, huh? You know, to be honest, if this guy honestly just gets removed, the world would be honestly healing, so would every gacha game. Because he tries, this is literally just another glazing, withering waves, and making any other game look bad while not explaining it that well.
Because the attribute doesn't matter here. The elemental resistance doesn't matter here. It's your ability to fucking apply like stellar superconduct and like fucking your cryo app at fucking range from a Gatling gun to go.
Because that's the fucking game. Every game has different mechanics. Like, do you not get that shit?
Blow these up immediately. That's what you need in your kit. And unfortunately, yeah, that transcends fucking yes, some enemies have an attribute resistance. You can't bring electro characters into the fucking Mephis. Sucks. You can't bring arrow characters into the Nameless Explorer. Sucks. Better than 99% of characters on the roster feeling like shit, and then the boss feels okay for one of them. I'm good, bro. I'm good. So yeah, this is a bit of a PSA over here. This is a bit of a discussion, and of course, I think a bit of a reality check for not just the Wuthering Waves player base, but the Hoyoverse player base as well. Because you guys got to understand, when the topic is still on endgame, when the topic is on shilling, and of course, the value...
So, you decided to say chilling in this video because it makes you look smarter. I'm saying it for the last time. It is a money term. It should not even fit into this description. And when you're saying that, yes, I'll say this to you. Every endgame is different. They're not fucking similar. You can use every single team on them. You don't need a single team. But if you bring the single team that's best for it, you clear faster. Yes, but you do not announce that. You announce that you, in Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Senna Zone Zero, need one single best team to clear, and all the other characters apparently suck. Let's see here. You put Sanya on Don't Pull while the Sanya mains straight up cleared everything easily with one of the worst stats ever. And if you still did not get over that shit, your ego is just bruised after that. I think your ego after that was bruised when the entire Sanya community just showed this fucker.
Of your polls and player friendliness, Wuthering Waves will permanently be on top as long as your retarded developers keep doing retarded shit like this in your retarded endgames. And that's the truth of the matter. Wuthering Waves...
It's not the truth. You're just holding on to the truth and just spewing lies. That's the simplest reason.
This will permanently be always better because your games are doing this. And that's the reality. That's the pill the entire gacha space needs to swallow.
No. If they would, then you would say that it's basically a copy and easy farm. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of the video, and as you can honestly say that he is delusional. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one.